What's up guys, Kara Corey here from Kara Corey Fit Life. This week I received a huge shipment from Tiger Fitness and I finally got in my blueberry muffin whey, and I was super excited to use this to share with you guys for recipes. And one of the things I wanted to make for you was cheesecake, because I specialize in cheesecake if you didn't know. So what we're gonna make today are some individual mini blueberry muffin cheesecakes. They're going to be very simple to make. You guys can have these in your fridge ahead of time and eat throughout the week. These are also going to be a nice balance of carbs, protein, and fat, so they're a really great snack to have on hand, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy them. Let's get started. So to begin, the first part of making our mini cheesecakes is going to be to mix up the crust. This is optional if you guys want to do a crustless cheesecake. To cut back on the macros, you can, but it's also kind of nice to have a little crust in there. So for the crust, you're just going to need a bowl, and what we're going to use is a combination of almond flour, and I'm going to use just oats, but if you have oat flour, you can use that as well. So I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of oats, and then I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of our almond flour, but really you can use kind of like any combination of flour that you have on hand. Use coconut flour if you want, anything like that to kind of create a flour crust consistency. And then next I'm going to add in just a little sweetness. We're going to add some Splenda brown sugar. I'm going to add, I'm getting too exact on my measurements here, but a little less than a tablespoon packed of Splenda brown sugar. We're going to add just a little bit of salt in there. And I'm also going to add some cinnamon. This is Saigon cinnamon. This has got a really nice flavor if you guys can find this. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of that in there. And then to mix it all together, I've got here some melted coconut oil. Again, any kind of fat will work. If you guys want to use butter or another type of oil, you can. I like the coconut oil because of the flavor it provides and the fat source. So we're going to go ahead and just mix this all up. And what we're going to do for our mini cheesecake crusts, I have here 6 little muffin tins that are going to be our little cheesecakes, and I've got them sprayed with some nonstick cam spray. So once I get this mixed in, I'm going to pretty much do like a tablespoon in each little muffin tin for the crust. So it's going to be a little bit crumbly still. I've got the Pam spray in the bottom of each of these. Just taking like a spoonful of each. I'm going to throw them all in there and then just pat them down. So you will notice it's not going to be like super wet, but they will bake. So what we're going to do once we kind of pat these down in there, we're going to go ahead and bake them at 350 degrees for about 8 minutes or so, just to get the crust kind of cooked and crispy. All right guys, while the cheesecake crust is cooking, we're going to go ahead and mix up the filling for the cheesecake. And these are going to be mini blueberry muffin cheesecakes. So for today, I'm going to be using the blueberry muffin whey, which it's got no label on it, mystery black tub. Mark decided to send me mystery gains. So, but I swear that's blueberry muffin in there. So we are going to use that for this recipe, and smells amazing. You guys will love this if you like blueberry muffin. I'm not going to use a full scoop. I'm going to use like half-ish, 3/4 of a scoop, and just dump that in the bowl. If you guys don't have blueberry muffin, you could obviously use a different flavor and dress it up accordingly. Add some blueberries and things like that in there if you want. So that's going to be the first step. We're going to add a little bit of sweetness to this. Blueberry muffin is nice and sweet on its own, but I'm going to add another tablespoon of Splenda in there. And then for cheesecake consistency, we're going to add, I've got here some fat-free cream cheese I've allowed to sit out and soften. That'll help it mix a little bit better. If you don't let it sit out and soften, you can always heat it in the microwave for like 30 seconds, and that'll help you kind of like stir it a little bit better. But I've got 4 ounces measured out here, hunk of that. Gonna go in there. And then the other component to make it cheesecakey like is gonna be Greek yogurt, and I'm gonna add just some plain Greek yogurt to it. I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of that. Now, if you don't have Greek yogurt on hand and you happen to have cottage cheese on hand, that's another nice option that will give you like that cheesecake consistency. So I'm gonna go ahead and just measure out half cup. And go ahead and put that in there. And last ingredient is just gonna be an egg white. You can add the whole egg if you want. It's not really necessary. I find it doesn't really change the flavor any, whether you add the yolk or just the white. So we're gonna save on the fat, since I've got a little bit of fat in my crust, and just use the egg white. Now I'm gonna go ahead and probably use a spoon or a fork to go ahead and mix this up. So once your crusts are all done, we're just gonna go ahead and add a spoonful of the cream cheese blueberry protein filling on top of each one. And then after we do that, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the oven to bake for 15 to 20 minutes. All right guys, so I let the mini cheesecakes cook in the oven for about 20 minutes. Now I've taken them out and I'm allowing them to cool, but what's really crucial for this before you eat them is the chilling process. So you are gonna wanna refrigerate these for at least 2 hours before you eat them. But they come out really nice. I don't know if you can really tell through the picture or through the camera, but there's the nice layer of crust and then the creamy cheesecake on top. And it makes like a nice little dense individual cheesecake. So I'll have macros for you guys based on each cheesecake. But these are really great to kind of just throw in your fridge and have ready to go as like a quick little dessert if you need something, or you could eat a couple of them and make like a little meal out of it because it's a nice combination of fats, carbs, and protein. And the other thing you can do too, if you want to dress it up a little bit more, you could kind of spare some of the crust that we used, sprinkle it on top. You could blend up some blueberries and do like a little puree on top and make them look really fancy. These would be really great if you had company over as well. So I hope you guys give this recipe a try. If you do, let me know below how you like it and keep checking back for more.